Because I know how like other things work, and I apply this knowledge for glasses.
Okay, so if you, let's say you woke up one day, you have no prior knowledge of other things.
Yeah.
You wake up and you see glass on the floor and you go, would you?
No, if I had no knowledge about anything,
Yes.
I would believe that that's just how things are. That's,
Okay, no.
They just exist.
But what I'm saying is this: you would pick up the glasses,
Yeah.
you would see it has a shape,
Yeah.
you would see that it has some form of design, so it goes over my. Okay, sorry. Sorry, it's just medals. These are how many medals I get for. You know, Medal of Honor.
This is your Medal of Honor, on it?
It's just a discussion. I don't know. There's cameras everywhere. Do you want it? I'll just put it on if you want.
Why?
Sorry. If you want it, if you don't want it, I can take it off. It's just they just record.
Yeah,
it's a
sure,
discussion.
go
I'm so
on.
sorry.
I don't care.
Yeah. So basically, what's your name? Okay, sorry. Just to refer to you. So the gentleman, we've got a gentleman here. So the point I'm trying to make is this, yeah? I would know, I don't need to go to the Apple factory to know my phone has a designer.
Yeah.
I will look at my phone, I will see design, I will see that, even if I don't know it's a camera, I'll see there's circles. They are very symmetrical. Yes, okay, so I know that. I know that when I touch it, it responds.
I mean, I know what you're going for, so at the end it's like there's life and there's a designer, because that makes sense, because it's
logical,
yeah,
rational. Like, even if I don't go to the factory,
Yeah,
I would
sure.
know intuitionally, like I would know that this has a design because the way it's designed.
Sure.
Yeah.
So we can skip that part. And my question is like, what did people think God was? Where was God like 5,000 years ago?
Okay, so
They believed that a storm or a volcano eruption was God, didn't they?
Yeah. Some people. So
For
basically,
So-
a lot of people in history, they always believed in paganism. So they made gods themselves. So they'll make a
Okay.
statue and say, "This is my god."
Yeah, but not. I mean, they believe that maybe, for example, a volcano eruption was God.
Yes.
But
Or the sun.
It isn't, is it?
No, it's not. Or the sun or the moon. So now there's false perceptions of God, and that doesn't negate. For example, if there is one truth, there might be many lies. Those lies never, just because there's lies, doesn't mean there's no truth.
Yeah.
So what we say is, with people who didn't know better, when they would see a hurricane coming or a storm, they'll say, "Oh, the gods are upset
Yeah,
with us."
right.
No, they only say that is because they don't know. So what we say is, there is one true God. However, people made their own gods as well, which we say is
Why
false.
is there one true God?
There has to be, because, for example, you are a contingent being. Contingent means you rely on something else for your existence: water, food,
Yeah.
warmth, and other elements to survive. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so what we say is that it's important for us that you can't have an infinite regress of created things. So for example, that created thing relies on that and relies on that and then goes forever. It's called the fallacy of infinite regress.
Well, just because we don't know how it works doesn't mean it has to be God.
No,
does
not
it?
how it works. It can't work like that. So you cannot have an infinite regress of dependent things. It's an impossibility. So you know the infinite. You can't have infinite in the real world. Infinite doesn't exist in the real world. It's an abstract idea. The concept
I'm
of
not
infinite.
too sure about that, but okay.
Well, infinite has no beginning and no end.
Yeah.
So, can you show me any example of something that's infinite?
For example, it's believed that the universe is infinite.
No, because infinite at what point had a beginning? And we know the universe within itself has properties. For example, there are galaxies within our universe. If the universe has two less galaxies, is it still the same universe?
I don't think I'm qualified to answer that.
Yeah, well, I would say personally, if you ask me that question, I'll say no, it's not the same universe. But if we add on or take away, anything that you add or take away from, that's dependent. It cannot be infinite. So if the universe is dependent, what is it dependent on? It has to be a higher power that is not dependent on the universe. But the universe depends on that. Guys, please, enough. I got too many. Do you want some? I got too many. Yeah, my jacket's getting heavy. So what we're just saying in a nutshell, if we think about it logically and rationally, that the universe requires a creator. Why?
No, I don't think so, actually. I mean, wouldn't people have had the same conversation 5,000 years ago
Millions. Yeah.
about another thing that they just couldn't explain?
But
Because
you know why?
I mean, maybe there will be an explanation for how the universe was created. There isn't a clear one yet.
The thing
But if you have an explanation, you will just be like, oh, but how did that happen then? It must be God. And then we have an explanation for that. You will be like, oh, but then how did the thing before happen? It must be God. But I mean, it's an endless like. You will still be like it must be God, and I will still be like there must be an explanation. And at some point there might be an explanation, and you will be like, yeah, it must be God.
Okay, so let me put it like this. We know the universe began to exist. We have different possibilities. The universe came from nothing.
Yeah.
The universe created itself. The universe was always there, which we spoke about, it can't be. Or the universe was created.
Or our understanding of time and space is wrong, and it's just made to survive and not to observe reality.
Okay, let's give that as another option. What you said, option number 5. Number 1, can the universe come from nothing?
Maybe.
Nothing. 0 equal 1?
I don't know. I mean, can you prove that
Nothing,
it can't come from nothing?
No, it can't, because nothing is the absence of something.
Why do you know that it can't?
Because nothing is the absence of something. That means there is not a single thing there. If you don't have not a single thing there, how could something come when there's
but
nothing?
that's like, I mean, in our world that's the case, but I mean...
No, I know, but if you look at it, it's like mathematics. 0 can never equal 1, because 0 is 0.
Yeah, I know that mathematics...
And we apply it to every world. I mean, it can't come from nothing.
Okay, sure, it can't come from nothing.
So, it cannot come from nothing. Can it create itself? Now, to create itself, it's like my mother giving birth to herself. She has to be there and not be there at the same time. It's an oxymoron. It's like, how can my mom give birth to her own self?
Okay.
So it cannot create itself because it has to be there and not there at the same time.
No.
So, number 3, we said the universe infinite. We talked about why that can't be the chance. You said something about time and
Space.
time and space.
Well,
Okay, what do you mean by that?
Of reality.
Okay, our perception of reality.
Yeah.
So in our perception of reality, we know that, for example, you walked out your house today knowing you're going to come to Hyde Park.
Yeah.
You didn't say, maybe I'm in the Matrix. Maybe I don't exist. Maybe this, maybe I'm not real. Maybe you're only real. But you don't say that.
That's not the case.
No, you can't. How can you prove that I'm not a program?
I can't.
Okay, so therefore, are you an extreme skeptic? Like your wife, girlfriend? Girlfriend? Okay, if you come and said your girlfriend is programmed, she's not real. Somebody's made a program and made your girlfriend. I'm sure you won't be happy. I'm sure you want her to be real. Okay, so the thing is,
Yeah, but I mean, I may be
and she's happy as well. Look how happy she is. She wants to know you exists. Don't deny her. So you know certain realities. I'm gonna call my girlfriend. We're gonna go Hyde Park today for a romantic walk, and I'm gonna propose to you. You know, maybe maybe? Are you planning on proposing to her? What do you mean? No, you have to. If you get married, call me to your wedding. Okay. The point I'm trying to say is this: you knew some realities and truths when you woke up today. I wake up, I'm gonna have breakfast. When I go down, I know there's a kitchen. I know I can make breakfast. When I go outside, I know I have to look left and right or the car might hit me. So you know some truths.
Yeah, but still, I mean, our eyes, for example, are made to see things that are helpful for us. For example, we see
Made
colors.
by, you said made, by who?
By evolution, they evolve. Okay, sorry.
Why evolution?
Okay,
What's
I correct
evolution?
myself.
Okay.
Our eyes evolved in a way to make us survive.
Evolved by what? Randomness?
Yeah.
What's randomness?
Recombination and mutation.
No. I'm talking about, are you saying evolution is random things happening to give rise to us?
What's random for you?
Good. So I don't believe in randomness. Why? So for example, if I have a coin and I flip it,
Yeah.
if I say to you heads or tails,
Tails. And
no.
then
The only reason you're saying tails is because you don't know. Sorry, is the sun in your eyes? Sorry. Is that better?
It's all right.
Okay. So when you flip a coin, if you know all the factors, you will know exactly what the results will be.
Yes.
So there is no randomness.
I believe there is actually, but just on the quantum level. But I'm not an expert in the field. But
Look, we know in even quantum mechanics. For example, they did a double slit experiment where they fire the energy, the protons, I think. They fire them, and every time they observed it, it would act like a wave sometimes, and sometimes it would act like a particle.
exactly.
Yeah? Double slit experiment.
Yes, exactly.
But
Then
one
you-
thing, yes, sometimes wave, sometimes particle.
depending on whether or not it was
Being observed.
Yes.
But what's very interesting is this. Every time it's observed, it acts a certain way.
Yes.
And every time it's not observed, it acts a certain way.
Yes.
Which shows not randomness, systematic. Because the fact that it's behaving one way when it's observed and another way when it's not
Do you know
shows
about
systematic.
Schrödinger's cat? The experiment basically says, well, a particle can be,
In two places at the same time.
well, that's well, but in this experiment, basically, it's, I don't know the English words, but it can be like broken or not broken at the same time.
Okay.
As long as it's not observed, and then it's connected to a poison which will kill the cat if it's broken, and won't kill the cat if it's. So basically, the cat is alive and dead at the same time until you observe it. And that's that's completely random. It is believed at least.
The only reason we say it's random is because we do not know the factors that cause that to happen. What I'm saying is there is no randomness on our earth, because what it means, if we know all the factors, we will have the same exact results. So when you crash a car, you can't say the bonnet's going to fly off unless you've done experiments, and if they crash in a certain angle, certain degree,
Yes, you can simulate it and you know all the
yes.
you know all the
So
factors.
what that means is randomness doesn't exist. So when we talk about evolution, all you're doing is this: you're taking God's attributes and applying it to the evolution and saying God evolution done it. What we say is what makes more sense: random evolution or a higher power that has a will that brought us into being, and he's the one that's controlling it.
Now I was defending my theory. How was God created? Was he always there? Was God always there?
Okay, yeah, God is a necessary being. He has to be always there. If he's not always there, then who created him?
Yes, exactly.
So he's a necessary. No, but what we say is to say who created him makes him dependent. We said the God definition is a necessary, independent, self-sufficient being.
But didn't I also say that the universe just always existed in that way? Therefore my theory would work the same way as yours.
You did, but what that shows is that you accept that we require a necessary being. All you've done is ascribe it to the universe. And remember I said to you, what if we have 5 less galaxies? Is that still the same universe? The moment you can take away or add in galaxies, that universe is dependent. Because what is causing it to have these galaxies? 5, 6, 7 minus. The moment that universe had added in or taken away is dependent. And if it is dependent, it's dependent on an independent being that gave rise to it.
But I believe that our knowledge, we have too little knowledge to actually make an assumption on what is.
I understand.
And therefore, I wouldn't just come to the conclusion that it's God.
Okay, but why is it that I understand. I have a limited mind like you. I'm not Einstein. Even Einstein has a limited mind. But why is it with our limited mind we say no God, but we don't say with our limited mind, hold on a second, there is evidence to show that a higher power exists. Why evolution? Why Mother Nature but not God? It's simple logic and rationality. Think about it. We are created, my glasses, your watch, your socks, your girlfriend's bag, it has a design, it has a pattern. That's a pattern. If it's a pattern, there's a designer, it has to be. So the universe has design. Who gave it that design?
I think in the next thousands of years, we will have the knowledge to explain this, but we don't have yet.
Okay.
So it's like hard to argue with you.
But okay. But isn't that blind faith? If you said to me, for example, if you ask me a question as a religious person, and I said, I don't know, maybe in 50 years, you know what you say? You say you believe in the God of the gaps. Because just because you don't know, you have in blind faith. You're saying, I don't know now, but why don't you choose to say, you know what? Actually, it seems like there is a designer. I don't know who he is. I don't know what he is, but there is evidence to show that there's design. Isn't that better of the explanation? Like inference to the best explanation? Because logically, you would understand.
It's the easiest explanation. But
No, it's the cleverest explanation. Not easiest, it's the smartest explanation.
Okay, but then let's go. Why is it your
The
God?
police is here. They're here to arrest me. Don't let them see me.
Again? Why is it your God and not any other God?
Good question. High five. Okay, he's a strong man. You must marry her, otherwise I don't come to your wedding. Okay, so now, very good question. Why Allah? I'm Muslim, by the way. Why Allah but not Jesus? Yeah? Does she need to go? All right, I've got 2 minutes, I'm wrapping up. Yeah, please, she needs to go. You need to look after her, please, okay? Anyways, so the point is this. The God that we believe in is very simple. He's self-sufficient, he's independent, and there is nothing like him. Now, Christianity, they believe Jesus is God, yeah?
No, actually.
They do. Yeah. Go. They believe Jesus is God.
But it's like complicated. But Jesus
Trinity.
is God and always
Yes.
not God. But,
Okay, good. Christianity says Jesus is God. Hindus believe in 1 million gods. Pagans believe tree and these things they make with their hands is God. The difference between Islam and all these religions is one thing. We say anything that's in the creation, walks, talks, doesn't talk, tree, statue, pole, none of these can be God, because all of these things have a beginning and have an end. They're a creation. What we believe is in a creator outside the universe. So the question you ask is why Allah but not Jesus? Because the God we believe in is not a man. We don't believe God has he's like has limbs. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, because it's a higher being.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's
and
the
then
difference.
why does Allah care about? I mean, I don't know your beliefs that well, but for example, that women have to cover their faces.
Good question. So, for example, we believe, for example, that God Almighty has created us and He knows what's best for us. So, as a Muslim man,
so we are men or human are higher than all the other animals. Therefore?
Yes, we are. So, therefore, God Almighty, for example, when somebody creates something, He gives a manual, and He says in this manual, this is how you should use this product. For example, when you have a phone, they say don't put it in water because it might break.
Yeah.
God Almighty knows the best for us. Now, when women cover up, in Islam we believe a woman should cover up except everywhere, her hands and her face, doesn't have to. Some believe the face, but
why?
generally,
I mean, you have the manual.
let me tell you why. No, let me tell you why. Because, for example, why do women choose to get their nose done, their backside done, their breast done, their hair done, makeup, wear miniskirts? Why do they find the need to dress up in this way? Do they choose to or are they forced to? I think we should ask your girlfriend because it's just a female
she
issue.
doesn't feel like she has to.
Okay. No.
Well,
but
if I can just make the assumption.
Societal. Okay. Would you not agree? Societal pressures, the beauty industry, your other friends, how you look, beauty, makeup, beauty enhances your beauty. So therefore, we can't say that she chooses to wear makeup or dress a certain way. It can be that societal pressures cause it. Same with a man. Same with men. Not just women. Same with men. Some men go to the gym. They try to get steroids to get bigger. Why?
Yeah.
Not because they choose to. It's because they believe if I look bigger, girls would be attracted to me. So the difference is this: a woman who dresses up in a miniskirt or wears a makeup, and the woman who wears a hijab, they both have no choice. One follows what God said, the other follows what society says. So
you feel like you follow what society says.
But that is more of like you can't really say that. You know why? Because beauty industry, it's a massive industry. There's a book called Beauty Sick. I recommend your girlfriend to buy it. So Beauty Sick talks about women are made to feel ugly and that they have to look a certain way. Do you know, for example, the industry, the beauty industry,
Yeah.
Getting your nose done. Do you know how many people I know in my family who get their noses done? Do you know they have to smash your nose? They have to smash it, put it together. That is crazy to me. Why would a woman choose to go to the levels of getting her nose done, her eyebrows done, her cheeks done, her breast done, her backside done? Why? So I say because societal pressure has forced women to look ugly, feel ugly.
But Islam also wants that.
No.
Islam free them from.
Islam says no. You know what Islam says? She has more to offer than her beauty. She is a human being. She can be a mother. She can be a doctor. So much to offer. Why beauty? Why only beauty? That's why one of the reasons why a woman covers up is because we are men. We are visual creatures.
But then Allah cares about a lot of
Allah cares
important things. But He also doesn't care about different things. For example, He doesn't say which political system is the correct one.
No, it is Islamic political system. We have an Islamic political system as well.
And how does it work? Like does he say democracy or?
No, not democracy.
Okay.
Democracy is a joke. You have 3 people that you pick. Which one? All of them have the same agenda. And then he does wrong. Okay, next one does the same thing.
I'm Swiss. I love democracy.
Yeah? Are you studying democracy?
What?
Are you studying democracy?
No, of course not.
Okay, what country from Germany?
Switzerland. Yeah. We have a lot.
Is she a lady? Switzerland. Who's the president? Is it a woman?
We have 7 presidents.
Oh, okay, interesting. So look, what Islam says is the following. Islam says God Almighty has created and He cares for us. He wants paradise for us. He wants us to have eternal bliss.
Does He create paradise with His rules, with His manual?
Of course, there always has to be. The Quran is the manual. So we believe
Do
the
you
Quran.
think that women who live in Muslim women are happier because they live by the Quran?
Well, to be honest, I would say every woman and every man would be more happier if they follow the Quran. So, for example, there would be. You know why? There was a study carried out of 100,000 people from the 1950s to the 1970s, and they did a study in America and Britain, and they look at the happiness between men and women. Women are less happier. You know why? Because of feminism. Because feminism has given this idea of you're a career lady, don't have children, go and work, and then you have women now at the age of 30 who cannot get married, and they cannot, but due to their biology, they cannot, the chance of their eggs, being fertile is less. Now they are less happier. So what feminism has done is destroyed women. And if you look at women, do you think women are more happier? Why does a woman find the need to put makeup before going outside? Why can't she just go outside? Why does she have to get her nose done? This is oppression towards the woman.
But isn't like you dressing with your...
But as a Muslim man, I have to cover from my navel to my knee. When I go swimming, I can't be topless. I have to cover myself.
You have to dress as well. And
I have to cover.
It would be more convenient for you to just wear a t-shirt, but you do it anyway.
No. But why? Islam tells me that, for example, I have to wear baggy clothes. I can't wear tight clothes. Yeah? So as a Muslim man, Allah tells me in the Quran, tell the believing men that when you see a woman, look away. Look down. Why? Because it teaches Muslim men, which is very important, because we always blame the woman. We don't teach our sons to stop looking at women in a sexual way. You see a woman in a bikini? Look away. You see a woman in a hijab? Look away. You see a woman in a niqab? Look away. Because we are visual creatures. We as men, we get visually stimulated. So God tells us, tell the believing men to lower your gaze. Don't look. So what that means, don't sexually objectify women. And then what does Allah say to the woman? You also lower your gaze, but also cover yourself. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yep,
Islam deals with reality.
Okay.
No, but why is that not equality? Oh, she needs to go. No, it's okay. I don't want to hold you. I'm so sorry. I don't want to ruin the day. Look, it was nice discussing with you. It was a pleasure. Thank you very much. I really enjoyed it. My name is alidawah. I do videos on YouTube.
Okay.
So you can check my videos.
So I'm kind of famous now. So
You made it now. I'm going to sign a record deal. You're going to be Dawah Records.
thanks to our sponsor.
Yes, to our sponsor, Colgate, for brushing our teeth. You can brush 2 times a day, please. That's it. Thank you. Don't forget, you have to marry her. Islam says, if you love her, you have to marry her. Speak to her dad. Have you spoken to her dad?
No.
You have to speak to her dad. Tell him to speak to her dad. As you can see, guys, we are enjoying the good and forbidding evil. We want the best for everybody. Till next time, where's the camera? Oh, there it is, everywhere. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Bro, how many is there, bro? Take this. Whose is this? Which one is ours? Which one is ours? Which one's ours? Oh, that's not ours.
Let me see.